How does it happen that you can take pursuing something that you really love and deciding that you're going to go after that thing with your whole heart, despite the fact that it seems like there's no way that you could easily do it. You have a lot of obstacles that you have to get over, but you're going to power through it. You're going to commit to it no matter what. And along that journey, you get to a place where there are real moments where you don't know if you can keep going, if you want to keep going. In this video, I'm just going to ramble on with some thoughts of mine about just my experience over the last month or so, where I had been drawing in pursuit of trying to build up skills to be a professional illustrator. I just got super burnt out, and some of that, for me initially was just like, okay, I have to find any time to draw, and I found that in my schedule. Then I wanted to find additional time to learn more things about drawing, and then I really wanted to start up this YouTube thing because I wanted to be able to document my journey. And if I could have found a channel like this, man, I think I would have just been like, I want to see every video. I want to see what this person's experience is like, really trying to gut it out and become a professional artist. As a middle-aged person who has, all these other commitments and a 9-to-5 job, like, it feels like that can't be possible, but I believe it is. What does that really look like? And so I was excited about doing the YouTube channel, and it also kind of gives me a sense of accountability to keep going, because now I've said, like, hey, I'm doing this, and it's really different to say that to myself alone compared to saying it to some audience publicly. So, and as I've gone throughout the year, there's been all kinds of things that have been really challenging about keeping up a daily practice, keeping up a regular intake of learning new skills, keeping up publishing a video usually once a week. And then at one point, I started putting out shorts, all of which I really enjoy doing all of those things. And as I went throughout the year, I increasingly kept tweaking my goals to where I wanted to be pushing myself a little bit more to be doing better and better artwork. And along came Inktober. And all the drawings in this video are from my time doing Inktober, and they are literally a picture of me burning out. There's a lot of videos that actually from September that show me preparing for Inktober, and then we get into the daily pictures of Inktober each day, and at one point, like, the drawings just completely drop off, and like the quality and they're just kind of like, they stink. And that's a picture of me like really burning out. I was like, I can't keep this up. And I had been ramping up the whole year, I think at a steady, kind of sustainable clip throughout a lot of the year. And then I got to October and was really excited about just putting out. I thought, like, okay, this is a great chance for me to kind of test myself and show, to the YouTube public, okay, here's what I can do. If I really apply myself, here's what I can do. And I wanted to just every day, keep up with all the prompts and do high quality drawings every day for 31 days in a row. And in my mind, I was like, well, I've been drawing it every day for this whole year, so doing this project isn't going to be that different. But what was really different was that Inktober, the way I had kind of set up my expectations for it, it didn't allow me to do bad drawings on any given day, and I did not anticipate how much pressure that would be for me to say, like, no, I actually have to do very good drawings every day, and that is my commitment, as opposed to just getting something done. And just the combination of all those things, it was just too much. And I think it almost immediately at the beginning of October felt like too much for me and my schedule, and I started really feeling it about mid-October, probably about just a couple days in, but definitely like a week in, I started really feeling it, and then my wife started saying, like, you're just spending way too much time on this, like we there's too many things that aren't getting done. And so really clear red flags happening when, like, I feel like I'm burning out, I feel like it's too much, other people like my wife are saying it's too much, and it absolutely was. And what has been crazy is, so I got really overwhelmed, and so I just pulled back. I've still drawn every day. I did actually, there was one day in the last like 3 weeks that I just forgot to draw, and it's really disappointing to me. But, not the end of the world. But there's one day this year that I just straight up forgot to draw. And but I've not intentionally given up on drawing every day at all. But I just went into a mode of, like, every drawing is just going to be really quick and no expectations. And I've been doing that for like 3 weeks, really. And which is a huge shift for me, because I was trying to, like, up my quality and up my quality and up my quality. Yeah. And so it just seemed like for my family, like, what I was doing didn't work. It seemed like for my own bandwidth and capacity and ability to manage my own energy and desire, it was just like I'd clearly crossed a threshold, and it was hard. Yeah. And so I think that the nature of burning out in a situation like this is that, like, it in some ways, like, you're set up to burn out because, like, you're training yourself to push through hard things. But you just have to be a student of what is truly too much, and some of that is going to be really clear. Like, for me, one of the clearest things is if you stop desiring it in the same way, then, like, you have crossed a real threshold. I used to, like, love working out, and I used to work out, like, a lot, and I for sure overtrained once, and I remember distinctly thinking, like, I do not want to go to the gym, and I had this, like, sinking feeling when I thought about going to the gym. And in retrospect, like, that is such a clear indicator that something is really wrong. And so it's been the same thing with drawing, where it's like I started having this sinking feeling of, like, I don't think I can get back to that same level of output and work and quality, and the thought of trying to put all that effort in was just overwhelming. And so I think it's hard, and I think that the way to avoid burnout is, it is just, like, really working at being a good student of yourself, and really listening when your internal voices start saying, hey, something is wrong. But if there are indicators around you, paying attention to that, like my wife started saying, like, hey, like, I want you to do these things, but you're doing too much, and so that's, it's really helpful when you have someone that clearly saying that. And so, yeah, I think that it is really wonderful to grow in your ability to push through hard things, but you really, really need to really actively listen to yourself and actively just be good at paying attention to what indicates that it's too much. And because I think that the real danger in burnout is exactly that idea that you start loathing the thing that you loved, and like, it's in overtraining. If you're talking about, like, exercise, in overtraining, I think it's probably actually a safety mechanism of your body and brain, where your brain is telling you this is dangerous for you, like, you have to stop because you're going into, like, you're just redlining all the time, you can't sustain this. And so it starts telling you, this thing, working out is bad, working out is bad, working out is bad. And we obviously never want to get to a point like that with something that you you really love. And so, I think part of fighting for something that you really love that is really hard or can be hard at times is you have to want to do this work of figuring out how to push through the hard things at the right level, and when it's too much, and when you just have to go, I cannot progress at the rate that I want to progress. And there can be, at least for me, like there's a real grieving that happens when I think about stuff, even talking about it right now, just thinking like, I think if I really gave myself 100% to all these things, I think I could really grow like exponentially at what I'm trying to grow at now. I think the things that I've learned are so helpful as foundational building blocks that if I really just intentionally use them and push off of them on a regular basis and really invest quality time consistently, I think I could really start doing artwork that is just is way better, and like I could grow faster and all those things. And I love the idea of being a professional artist, but before I could ever do that full time, I really have to, as someone who has kids and a house and things, I have to validate that I could actually make equivalent income. I can't just be like, I'm going to be an artist, kids, and and quit my job. Like there's no world in which that works. So I just, have to come to terms with that. And it's never going to be helpful to not come to terms with reality. And the best way to get to my dreams, and I think anyone's dreams, is, to come to terms with reality and work like crazy within reality. Work like crazy. And the sooner I can come to grips with that, then I can just keep on plodding away within reality, and just be kind to myself, and just accept that, like, hey, I'm going to do this, and I want to keep loving it, and I want to, protect the moments that I have with my family, and all the things. And so that all together just means that this is going to be slow. and I think within that perspective, then it's like I can work really hard, and there's so much joy to be had in the process. Whereas otherwise, when I feel like I should be able to do more, I should be able to have more time, I should, it's just a miserable place to live, really. And it just feels like you're constantly angry about the situation. Anyway, I mean, that's the way like I have been tempted to be, is like, no, I'm just like 100% frustrated, with everything. And even when I draw, I'm like, well, this stinks because I don't have enough time, and I don't have enough time because of this, and this, and like, that's just, it's never going to be helpful in the long run, But I do have something, and so I'm going to take advantage of that, and really work to be grateful for that, and really work to maximize that, and so yeah, so that's where I'm at now. So looking forward to keeping on. Sorry for all the rambling, but I would love to know how other people get through burnout and get back on track, and how other people have processed pursuing something that you really love when it just seems like it's all hard, and so I would love to hear how people keep going in similar situations. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's inspiring. I think that everything that is really deeply beautiful all required tremendous sweat and effort and sacrifice on people's parts. So I do think it's, it's part of the journey, but it shouldn't just be all like misery either. Anyway, so yeah, I'd love to hear what you all think. If you're interested in seeing what this journey has been like for me throughout this year, and where I've been at in my skill level, or lessons that I've been learning throughout this process, please click on one of the videos on the screen, and I'll talk to you all next time. Thanks for watching.